Well, the winter meetings have finished and the final pieces are starting to be put into place for what has been a great offseason. While last year's free agent blunder seemingly never ended, most of the top free agents have already signed as we head into trade talk season. So, in this video, we are going to be grading every MLB team's offseason as of right now, and what moves are left for them to be made. This is going to include free agent signings, trades, waiver claims, hires, and the Rule 5 draft. Let's go ahead and get started out west. Houston Astros, C-. The Astros traded away one of the best fourth outfielders throughout all of baseball in Jake Marisnick in exchange for a couple of prospects. Considering how valuable Marisnick has been for the Astros defensively and on the base pass, this move didn't make much sense. While their ace Garrett Cole is gone as well, the only real positives for the Astros this offseason have been re-signing Joe Smith and Martin Maldonado. Just don't go trading away Carlos Correa. The Los Angeles Angels of the Los Angeles area of Anaheim, B+. Getting Joe Maddon to kick off the offseason was a great start for the Angels. He is an established winning manager that this club needed. Speaking of needs, how about some pitching, Angels? No, but hey, look, we got another great bat in Anthony Rendon. That'll surely be enough to take us back to the playoffs and not waste more years of Mike Trout's career, right? Anthony Rendon is a great player and was still a great signing for the Angels, but their failure of not being able to sign any pitching besides Neil Ramirez and Julio Teheran should honestly land them a lower grade than they are receiving. If the Angels are unable to sign some more pitching, they will go right back to where they are usually found at the 500 mark. Oakland A's, C. The A's haven't really done much this year. They were able to get back Jake Diekman on a solid 2-year deal, and he should be a versatile piece for their bullpen. Profar was traded for some interesting prospects in Austin Allen and Buddy Reed. Next year is going to be the A's chance to take over the Astros, and they will still need to add some pieces here and there to take advantage of that chance. And hey, there could be a possible reunion with Jed Lowry on the way. Seattle Mariners, C. The only thing the Mariners have going for them is their farm system. Omar Narvaez got traded away to the Brewers, but the Major League roster is starting to look worse by the day. The Evan White extension for 6 years and $24 million saved their grade with such a club-friendly deal. Texas Rangers, B. Rangers president John Daniels has been on a roll with some of his moves lately. He was able to land Corey Kluber, Kyle Gibson, and Jordan Lyles. They hardly gave up anything for Kluber, and they were also able to land lefty reliever Joely Rodriguez. This offseason so far is going to help the Rangers stay competitive in their new ballpark next season. Just go get a third baseman, please. Arizona Diamondbacks, A-. I don't know about any of you guys, but I was genuinely shocked when I heard about Madison Bumgarner heading to the Diamondbacks, especially when it came out that it was for less than $100 million. This is one of the best contracts signed this offseason. Bumgarner is joining a very solid rotation, and the Diamondbacks are in a position to trade Robbie Ray to a team that needs pitching help and not have their own rotation suffer too much. They also signed Stephen Vogt and Cole Calhoun as well. Good job, Arizona. Colorado Rockies, F-. Besides some waiver claims, the Rockies have done one thing all offseason. They signed Scott Ober to a 3-year extension, and that's it. This is a team that was supposed to compete, and they finished 20 games under 500, and this is how they respond in the offseason. The Rockies really earned their grade. Los Angeles Dodgers, C-. Outside of signing Blake Treinen to a 1-year deal, the Dodgers have barely done anything as well. They didn't make any offers to Anthony Rendon or Steven Strasburg, and they were outbid by the Yankees to squash any chance they had at landing Garrett Cole. As the offseason continues on, the Dodgers are going to be looking for a starting pitcher and a right-handed bat. They have been linked with Lindor and Betts, but at this point it seems like a stretch. San Diego Padres, B+. It is time for the Padres to start making some moves to win at the MLB level again, and it is exactly what they have done this offseason. Pomeranz is going to be a great setup piece at the end of the bullpen. Tommy Pham and Trent Grisham will help improve their offense and defense, and Zach Davies will be a solid starter for the middle of their rotation. Now all they have to do is perform as expected. San Francisco Giants, B. The The Giants made one of the best trades all offseason in acquiring Angels 2019 first-round pick Will Wilson for taking on the rest of Zach Cozart's contract, and this is something we can see the Giants do more often. While they aren't entirely rebuilding, the front office has shown they're willing to take on the end of large contracts in exchange for some prospects. The Giants do have a lot of room left on their cap now that Madison Bumgarner is gone. This style of trade is going to be something we will see from rebuilding teams with financial flexibility. Speaking of Madison Bumgarner, I may be one of the few Giants fans out there to say this, but the Giants did not need him. I would have loved to see Bumgarner as a Giant forever as much as the Nets guy, but the Giants are looking towards the future. They did give Bumgarner a decent offer, he just chose Arizona, and that's completely okay. These are the building years, and this is just a part of the process. Chicago White Sox, A. The White Sox have had one of the best, if not the best, offseason so far. They did an amazing job landing Yasmani Grandal, being the only team to offer him a 4th year. Grandal's framing ability will definitely help out the White Sox pitching staff, which will now include Dallas Keuchel. The Sox were looking for a veteran starter, and Keuchel was one of the best on the market. His pitching style should age well on the south side. Cleveland Indians, C-. Yikes, the Indians decided to trade away Corey Kluber, not wanting to gamble on him for having another season of injuries and decline, which we will see how that turns out. I think they might have been able to get a bit more for him, but it's too late now. Now, the Indians are discussing trading Francisco Lindor. I don't understand why the Indians would trade Lindor, since I believe right now they are the front runners for their division, but I digress. Indians, figure it out. Detroit Tigers, C. The Tigers are not trying to win anytime soon, but they did need some offensive help to make their team a little more watchable next season. They signed CJ Cron, Austin Romine, and Jonathan Scope. Oh, and they got Ronny Garcia from the Yankees in the Rule 5 draft, which, yay, I guess? I don't know. This team hasn't given anyone a reason to care. See you in a few years, Detroit. Kansas City Royals, C+. Mike Matheny is a good hire for the Royals. He has everything it takes to help a team through a rebuild, and he had a good win-loss record in St. Louis. Other than that, the Royals have been completely quiet. Minnesota Twins, B-. The Twins were super lucky when Jake Odorizzi accepted their qualifying offer. Getting Michael Pineda back is also going to be a huge help. He was their best pitcher last season until he was suspended. They also got Alex Avila to replace Jason Castro. Solid job, Minnesota. Chicago Cubs, C. The Cubs signing David Ross as their next manager didn't really come as a surprise. Ross has the pro experience and communication skills to develop into a good manager one day, but we will see how he performs when thrown into the Cubs situation. The Cubs have been aggressive in trade talks, but they haven't been able to do anything yet. As we head towards January, they are going to be looking for a leadoff hitter and a way to add some more speed into their lineup. Cincinnati Reds, B. The Reds being able to land Mike Moustakas was a great move. He's going to bring some great leadership to that team, and he's going to be a 30 to 40 homer guy at Great American. The Reds are almost there. They are just one big bat away from being legit contenders for the 2020 NL Central crown. Milwaukee Brewers, C+. It's been a tough semester for the Brewers so far. Grandal and Moustakas are gone, and Zach Davies got traded away for Luis Urias. However, they were able to land Omar Narvaez and Avisail Garcia. They could still use some more pitching even after signing Brett Anderson, but they still have a chance to do so. Pittsburgh Pirates, C. Bringing in Ben Cherington and Derek Shelton seems like it'll be a good change for the Pirates culture. As far as player transactions go, it's been as dry as last offseason, but under a new GM, it'll take some time to get the ball rolling again. St. Louis Cardinals, D. The Cardinals were able to bring back franchise icon Adam Wainwright on a 1-year deal, but that's pretty much all they've done. They really need to try and bring back outfielder Marcell Ozuna, but they really need another bat in the middle of the order to get more of a consistent offense. Baltimore Orioles, B. Let the tank continue. Since Baltimore is trying to lose, trading away Jonathan Villar and Dylan Bundy will help do that. So good job, Orioles. Boston Red Sox, C. Shane Bloom is going to thrive in the baseball operations department for the Red Sox. Martin Perez was a good signing for the back end of the rotation, and Jose Peraza could be a strong contender for the starting second base position. The Red Sox are going to keep shopping some of their higher priced players and try to get under the luxury tax, and it looks like Mookie will stay in a Red Sox uniform for now. New York Yankees A+. The Yankees knew exactly what they needed to do, so they went out and did it. Garrett Cole is now a Yankee and Brett Gardner is re-signed. This is the best chance the Yankees had to win a championship in a long time, but we will see how things are in October. Tampa Bay Rays A-. Despite Blake Snell's first reactions to the trade, the Rays trading away Tommy Pham may sneakily be one of the best moves of the offseason. Pham was sent to San Diego in exchange for Hunter Renfroe and Xavier Edwards. Edwards is great at putting the ball in play, and he could play multiple positions. Then the Rays managed to land power-hitting first baseman Yoshitomo Tugoso from Japan. Toronto Blue Jays C+. Everyone knew the Blue Jays needed to work on their starting rotation heading into this offseason, so they got Tanner Roark and Chase Anderson. Overpaying for Roark isn't really what Blue Jays fans had in mind, but then the Blue Jays went out and got Hyunjin Ryu on a 4-year deal. Atlanta Braves B+. The Braves started out their offseason with a flurry of free agent signings. They landed the best free agent reliever in Will Smith, Chris Martin, and Darren O'Day re-signed. Travis d'Arnaud signed a 2-year deal, and they got Cole Hamels on a 1-year deal. Hamels and Smith were both excellent signings, and the Braves could be on their way to another NL East crown if they land another bat. Miami Marlins B. The Marlins knew they needed to work on their offense at the major league level, so they went out and got Jesus Aguilar and Jonathan Villar. And they aren't done yet as they continue their search for another free agent outfielder. New York Mets B. We are going to see next year how Carlos Beltran performs as a manager, but I really want to discuss the Mets transactions. Acquiring Jake Marisnick to help their outfield depth was really a great move, and he will tremendously help their outfield defense. Adding in Rick Porcello and Michael Wacha to the back end of their rotation will help replace the departing Zach Wheeler. Speaking of Zach Wheeler, Philadelphia Phillies A-. I truly believe Joe Girardi was the best managerial hire of the offseason, and then right after that, the Phillies landed Zach Wheeler, who is an arm their rotation desperately needed. It was a bit of an overpay, but the Phillies can't afford it. They needed another lefty bat, so they went out and got Didi Gregorius on a 1-year deal for $14 million. Didi will not only add that strong lefty bat, but he will improve the Phillies defensively as well. You know what? Let's raise that grade to an A. Phillies, you earned it. Washington Nationals B. We knew the Nationals' chances of keeping Anthony Rendon and World Series MVP Steven Strasburg were slim to none. The Nationals went with Strasburg and they were able to keep him. Re-signing Howie Kendrick will give them depth on the right side of the infield, and now the Nats are going after Josh Donaldson or doing whatever they can to try and figure out a trade for Chris Bryant.